Stannis' generosity knows no limit by the looks of things. So as you can see, he has decided to confer Old Town upon us, and that means... oh yeah, that means we can garrison it however we like, and that means we have a... well, I guess it's okay. It really just depends on when the Targaryens invade and when obviously Dawn starts attacking us as well. It's going to be a bit harsh for me to defend the Weeping Town and Old Town at the same time if they are, attacked in pretty close, time scale to each other. So it's going to be a bit difficult. Anyway, I'm going to be accepting this. And, well, some things have happened. I've basically just been waiting here for some time. Let us just manage this a little bit. I've been waiting here, but I've also gone back to the Weeping Town to get some money. Because, obviously, I have a huge amount of prisoners in the garrison there, and I decided, hey, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I'm just going to go from Weeping Town to Tyrosh, over and over and over again, and try to get a little bit of cash. As you can see, I got 15k right now. And that was pretty easy to get. That was only like 5 journeys or so, which is not even that bad. It took me not even 2 in-game days to actually do that, because it is just so quick back and forth. Obviously, there is a bit of delay sometime, because you have to do some things, but that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And we are now going to get our automated recruiting on, and that's going to be even better, because that means, well, the garrison is going to be absolutely fine, and we shouldn't have any problems here. Now, it has been besieged multiple times, but they don't seem to have gone through with it. As you can see, it's under siege right now, and they don't seem to be doing anything with it. Now, the cool thing that has happened, well, actually... some cool things, some not so cool things. So Dragonstone has actually been quite good in their activity. They have taken Cider Hall by themselves. They've taken... oh. They did take Horn Hill by themselves, but it's now apparently under siege by the Westerlands, so that's obviously not good. And this... oh. And they obviously took this as well, and that has been under siege as well. But that's okay, because, well... I guess it's not okay, because Highgarden has also been taken back. So they seem to have kind of swapped, shall we say. So that doesn't appear to be too good. Shall we go and help one of these guys? Let's go and help against the Westerlands, I guess. Oh, never mind. As you can see, Dragonstone is perfectly fine, and they have actually taken him prisoner. As you can see, they're being extremely active. Very, very impressive indeed. And obviously, now that Old Town is ours... I should probably just wait here a little bit longer, shouldn't I? Wait for the garrison to be a little bit more fleshed out before we actually move away from it. Oh, actually, you know what? I can actually move away from it now, because it is no longer under siege, and I can be told when I need to worry about it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go over to the Arbor right now. Because if I go over to the Arbor and I take that, that basically cuts off any kind of retreat that the enemy is going to potentially... see. So hopefully it will work out. They're attempting to take Horn Hill now, which I hope Dragonstone is going to defend. Yes, as you can see. So Bandalon has obviously been taken back, which is not very good, but that's okay, that's just how it is. Okay, so we have 474 here, and we actually have a Dragonstone vassal right in here, which is, I suppose, pretty good too, because that means I will be able to... oh, whoa, what is this? We will be able to hopefully rescue him. Anyway, Wormbone has been spreading throughout your camp, and many of your men have grown pale and sickly with joints that ache and teeth that are coming loose. What do you want to do? Well, I guess we'll send for 1,500 oh. Well, if we did nothing, something would have happened, right? Probably. Okay, Old Town has been besieged, but that's okay. Is it? Is it okay, though? I actually don't know whether it's okay. Well, we'll see. Alright, so Old Town has not been taken just yet, so I think I should have the opportunity, hopefully, to go over there after we have taken this, if we can take this, and then see what's going on there. Okay, what is going on? This is a huge map. I guess we do have quite a few units, so I guess that's pretty good, but I feel like we might be in a slight spot of trouble here. Oh, there's the ladder. Do you see the ladder all the way up there? I don't know whether you can see it, but it's minuscule. Well, when I said we should be a bit sneaky about things, I think this was taking a bit too far. I've just waded right through the water here. I'm not entirely sure about my settings in regards to drowning in missions, so I must have that disabled or something like that, because I don't know, personally, I feel like drowning in general is a bit harsh, because sometimes when you're doing a naval battle and you fall off the ship, I feel like it's much funnier and much more amusing to just fall and not actually die instantly. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just personal preference, because in general, if you are doing a naval battle, you're not really going to be that impactful if you're off the ship anyway. So it really doesn't matter whether you die or not, in my opinion. Maybe it's actually a little bit easier if you die, because that means that thanks to a Clash of Kings transference system, you would then be able to take control of another unit, and then you could impact the battle in some way like that. Anyway, we have traveled all the way from over there. Do you see that campfire? Yeah, all the way from over there. It is an absolute monstrosity of a distance. Not entirely sure what's going on with that, so that's kind of frustrating, suffice to say, but well, you know, that's just how it is. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Maybe we will try to deal some damage. And I'm going to use my two-handed Warhammer here, because obviously most of the enemy's units are going to be heavily armored vanguards, and once we have eliminated those, they seem to have a relatively similar composition. So once we've eliminated those, it will be an easy case of dealing with the crossbowmen, hopefully, and then we can obviously use our cleaver if we want to tackle the crossbowmen, because I think basically my thinking on it is that if you use a cleaver against lightly armored units, then I think that's pretty good. And also, if you have a shield out, that's also fantastic, because you can obviously defend yourself very easily, whereas when I'm using this, not so easy to defend. Not so easy to defend with it. And obviously the two-handed, you know, proportion of it is kind of difficult in close quarters combat too. So I'm actually just going to switch to my cleaver here for a second, because as you can see, it actually does relatively similar damage as long as I hit the head. As long as I hit the head, it's all good, you know. So hopefully we will be able to continue doing something like that. There we go, fantastic. Okay, so where are the enemies actually coming from? Because obviously this is a pretty big town, so I have no idea where their barracks is located. So hopefully we will be able to find that out shortly as well. I mean, they might come up from around the battlements here, but I doubt it. I just hope my units don't get stuck like they did in Old Town. Oh, let's not remind ourselves of that. That was pretty painful. Anyway, hopefully this is that done. There we go. So the archers have all been eliminated here, and now it is down the stairs by the looks of things. I've said it time and time again, running through the streets and seeing the architecture really, and just seeing the whole layout of the town adds so much to the atmosphere and the immersion of the experience that I feel like it is just almost required. I feel like it's just so fun to do that. But obviously we're seeing a huge amount of vanguards here, so we should probably not admire the architecture too much and try to concentrate on not taking too much damage either. As you can see, they're actually starting to whittle me down ever so slightly here. Obviously they are going to be dealing some pretty insane damage if they hit my head, even though I do have a pretty decent helm. And speaking of that, my body armor could be upgraded. I mean, we've seen in the previous episode, the Dragonstone Household Guard's armor is so good. And I am just livid and a little bit jealous that I don't have that, because it is so incredibly nice. Oh well, maybe I can find it from somewhere, but it's going to be a bit difficult, in my opinion, to find something so incredibly good. I don't know whether it's even going to be possible, to be honest. Maybe it's just a household guard only thing, you know what I mean? So maybe it's just not even available in the marketplace. But well, I'm going to keep checking the marketplaces whenever I can, and maybe we'll see and find something that is actually on par with it. But I'm going to say it's unlikely, because the only armor that I've seen so far has basically given me about 64, 65 body armor, whereas the Dragonstone Household Guard armor is much better than that. And you can't imagine it, really, can you? It's just so incredibly good that you just can't imagine armor being better than that. I mean, really, it's crazy. Anyway, there are so many vanguards still to go, and how many have we eliminated so far? Only 200. There's another, well, another 200 to go, I guess. The final stand for these crossbowmen is at hand because, as you can see, we have finally gotten through the bottleneck. I can tell you that we were basically standing there for, I don't even know, 10 minutes just waiting for our household guards to punch a hole through their defenses because, let me tell you, that bottleneck over here, right here, look at all these bodies. They're just like all defending this one little area, and thankfully we were finally able to push through this small little area right here. This was the main problem, and then we were able to finally take the fight to these crossbowmen because, well, they have been peppering us with all kinds of bolts. And I don't know whether you can see, but I actually do have a number of bolts in my shield right there. No idea how this shield is actually protecting me, let's face it. Look at it. I've got so many bolts embedded into it that it's just a miracle. It's a miracle that I haven't been skewered from the other side even, because they have such massive power to them that they just go straight through. It's crazy. Anyway, hopefully I will be able to survive the last remaining little bit of this siege, because it's been a while actually since Elias has done that, especially in offensive sieges. Because in defensive sieges, it's absolutely fine, you know? He has no problems whatsoever. Anyway, it seems like we are... Yes, we are indeed done. Look at that. There's only 10 or so... Wow. 2 now. Yeah, that was a really, really nice little kill streak there for those household guards. That was just insane. Anyway, there you go. That is indeed a victory for us at the Arbor. And there's 30 renown. Very nice indeed to get one of those. Good amount of renown for that. And 126. Wow, Elias, you did a very good job in that particular fight. That's very nice indeed. Alright, so otherwise, what else do we have going on here? Well, I guess I could take these vanguards. Guess it would sell for a pretty decent amount. And I'm not going to be taking... Am I going to be taking the peasants? I guess I could, because I do own Old Town now. And Old Town is obviously a very good idea to place some people in the garrison there. So let's just share this. As you can see, the armor is just not as good as the household guard armor. It's crazy. I don't exactly know how we can get something as good as that. But we are getting some nice stuff here at the very least. This does not sell for that much, which is a real shame because I was planning on selling this and then just getting a huge motherload of money. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm going to ask no rewards here. And I guess I could go to the tavern, maybe? Maybe there's going to be a companion in here or something? No, there doesn't seem to be. And I don't think there's anyone up here. No, there's usually not anyone up there. Okay, so is there anything here that I can take? Oh, lots of wine. Expensive perfume. Wow, they've got some gold chalices as well. I think someone actually mentioned that gold chalices are actually really good for trading from some particular location. I can't remember exactly which location. I'm going to have to refer back to the comment. But that's going to be something that we should definitely take a look at. Anyway, I'm actually just going to sell the lesser armor for the moment because this is obviously not entirely necessary. As you can see, it's really not even giving us that amount of money. Basically, slave trading is the only thing that we are actually going to be able to make money on, which is really quite a shame because I'd much rather not do that because it is quite a pain to run back and forth all the time. Anyway, let's leave here. There are a bunch of villagers that, well, now have nowhere to go, and I should probably head back to Old Town. Woo, that is a dangerous situation to be in, let me tell you that. Okay, yeah, this is a bit problematic, as you can see. A lot of cavalry with very, very heavy lances, and certainly something I do not want to have happen to me, so we're going to have to do something about that. Anyway, let me see if I can maybe put my guys into, I don't even know, probably just a shield wall, I guess, or something like that. I guess that's going to be okay. Ooh, we are, yeah, we're, maybe, no, it doesn't seem that's not going to really work out too well. We are losing a huge amount of people just from this initial charge. This is a guy with only 60 units. Yeah, can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? That is pretty crazy. Anyway, thankfully, now that their initial charge is over, we should have a pretty easy time of things and we won't have to worry too much about, well, dealing with these guys. Now, obviously, the main problem with my forces at the moment is not really the fact that I don't have any archers or anything like that, which is obviously a bit of an issue in itself, but the fact is that the main issue is that we don't have a huge amount of halberdiers. I don't think I have a huge amount of halberdiers. I'm not entirely sure how many I have, but what I should do is I should probably re-tag those. If I do have a good amount, then I should re-tag those into spearmen or something along those lines, and then I should try and sort them out into a cavalry killing squad of some kind, and then utilize them much more in basically anti-cavalry charges, basically. So just try and prevent cavalry from doing massive amounts of damage, as we just saw. So I'm going to have to do that after this, I think, because otherwise I just have vanguards and I just have household guards, and that's it. I don't really have that much in the way of unit diversity. And you can see here I've got one halberdier that we can see, two... Is that it? Do I literally only have two halberdiers? No, I think I have many more than that. 3, I think, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's basically a rough count. So I have about 7 or 8 halberdiers available. I don't think that that's going to be really enough to have any kind of anti-cavalry squad going on, but maybe we can utilize them in some way, but I'm not entirely sure what to do about that, to be honest. I mean, I could go for... we could do something like that. Ready pole arms? No, that's not really going to work. What about... No, bracing pole arms. So I could technically do that. Let's just see. Brace for charge. So they could technically do that, which would maybe make sense. Now that I see it, we actually do have quite a few. Maybe it would work out quite nicely. Who knows? But maybe we should just try and delve a little bit more into our tactics there. Anyway, this guy was attempting to tackle the arbor, and I obviously was wanting to try and prevent him from doing that, so I decided to stop him. Well, unfortunately, it looks as though in my defense of Old Town, or at least when I'm just basically staying here to kind of act as a preventative measure, the arbor has been taken back. However, here's the cool thing, and this is exactly the reason why I think Dragonstone, or in general, factions that I've been a part of recently have been doing a fantastic job. Look at that, they just took it back. That is so amazing. The amount of reactivity that they have is just fantastic. They seem to be everywhere. This guy only has 40 units, and he's our marshal at the moment. He's just running around being an absolute beast. And we still have Hornhill, even though it is now under siege once again. Highgarden obviously was taken back, but I will be able to take that back relatively easily. So let us just take a quick look around the map and see exactly what's going on here. So you can see that we have diminished the reach into this relatively small corner here. Obviously, I do have to deal with Oakenshield and Old Oak as well. Maybe we should go up there right now. As you can see, my automated recruiting has now started to do something. So finally, we will be able to see some people in the garrison there. A young bard spreads rumors about your mother. Accusations of working in the world's oldest profession are the most delicate ones. You decide to challenge him to a duel. No, obviously I know the result of that. He's just going to run away. Alright, so technically I could attack this guy. I guess I might, because then we'll actually get one of our vassals in on this, and we might try and take him out. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy. He only has 70, so it should be pretty fine, but obviously I do want to head on to Oakenshield as quickly as possible, because I have a feeling that I have seen that particular fief layout before, and I think it's a good one, but I don't know, because it's a bit of a weird feeling, really, because you know that I've never fought the Reach before, or I have, but I haven't actually taken any of these fiefs ever before from them, so their layouts are a bit unknown to me, but I have a feeling that for some reason I know the Oakenshield layout. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. So maybe there's just something in the back of my mind telling me, hey, you know, maybe you should take this particular fief from those scoundrel reachmen. That sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, let's see if we can actually get across the river here. Obviously, I'm going to have some difficulties. Oh yeah, and I didn't count how many halberdiers I have. Actually, I could just... apparently that doesn't work in battle. I know I've been told multiple times that if you press P on the keyboard, you'll actually get to see your party, which, as far as I can see, does not work, at least for me. I don't know whether I press I. No, see, if you press I, you can't access the inventory unless you are right next to your baggage, of course. If you press C, however, then you can obviously go to your character screen, and that is accessible. But your party screen is not for some reason. I think it might just be a mod-by-mod basis, perhaps. Anyway, I'm going to try and force these guys to charge in, and then we'll see if I can do something about... Wow, they have one crossbowman? Really? Just one? Did you see that? Just one crossbowman? That is kind of hilarious. Now, you may be seeing some error messages right here, and there's a reason for that. I have given a companion... There was one of you that was commenting this in the last few videos. Basically, to give the wildfire, right? The wildfire bombs to one of my companions, because obviously when companions use, you know, use these kinds of deteriorating weapons that you can't use any other time, basically, obviously, if I were to use it, it would basically disappear after 3 uses. But for companions, that is obviously not the case. So basically, I've given it to Sarthos, and because he's the one that basically needs to level up as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, as you can see, it doesn't appear to be working, as I am receiving error messages. I don't know whether it's because of the error message that he's not getting kills, or whether he's just not hitting anyone with it. I don't really know, but it is not really working out for me here. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. Maybe if I had not had that error message, then it might work, but yeah. So I have finally done it, and unfortunately it's not working. So yeah, I kind of thought that wildfire in general is not really something that is going to be too useful. I can understand the idea behind it, because obviously the idea is that you give it to a companion that's pretty low level, and then they're able to get a huge amount of kills and get a good amount of experience. And that's a really, really cool idea, but unfortunately, as I say, probably due to that error message, I am not able to see and indeed reap its benefits, because that would be super nice, in my opinion. That would be really, really nice. But anyway, we are gonna be done here in just a second. My horse is now crippled, unfortunately, but I do have a number of other horses that I can use while this one recovers from its injury, and then we'll head on to Oakenshield. Oh dear, yes, this does not seem like the layout that I remember, but I think it might be pretty fun, because this is pretty unique. I have not seen this before, and I guess that's the case with most of these A Clash of Kings siege layouts. I mean, I've seen some of them, obviously, but it's always nice to see a unique one that I have not seen before. Maybe I have seen this? I think we'll know more when we get a bit closer. Well, this is a very interesting way of entering the keep, that's for sure, because it seems like the ladder was placed on top of one of the turrets. So basically, we cannot get out after we have entered. That is a pretty interesting way of doing things. Obviously, if we can help it, I would like to be able to eliminate these guys in one fell swoop. I believe there's only about 230 in here, so we should be able to do this if I am able to consistently kill the heavily armored units myself. Because obviously, as I've said, if you can, as your own player character, eliminate the harder units, then your own people will have a fantastically easy time of things, and you will probably not suffer too many casualties as a result. So if we can actually head in here, I might need to switch to my cleaver in a second. I'm going to do that because this is close quarters, and we're going to take way too much damage trying to get a hit off with the two-handed warhammer. And if I can, I would like to get to the top here, because these crossbowmen are actually not doing anything, you know what I mean? They're just kind of like standing... Oh my, what the... Okay. Yes, there seems to be quite a few up there, doesn't there? Oh, this is interesting. I would not have anticipated seeing this many enemies in this area. That is for sure. They are all cramped up here. No wonder we're not getting shot that much. I mean, we were getting shot quite a bit, and one of our companions was taken out very, very quickly indeed. But I was not anticipating there being, like, how many? I don't even know, 30 units up here? That is kind of insane. Oh well, I guess it's their loss more than anything. Okay, let's try and kick him off. Kick him off. Yes, get down there. Get down there. No, he's not. Nah, seems like that's not really possible. Ah, jump and kick. Ah, I can't do jumping kicks. Yeah, maybe I can. Nah, I can't get him. Okay, well, you're dead. There we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I think I'm probably going to try and jump out here if I can. No, there is an invisible wall here, I believe. Yes, there is. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have jumped behind the opponent, but I guess that's just how it goes. Maybe what I can do is... yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so I was hopeful that I would be able to hold position and basically take my units back so that we could draw the enemy into a much wider area so we wouldn't have to fight them in the bottleneck. Alright, so thankfully we were able to complete that siege. As you can see, we didn't lose that many units at all, and we gained 12 renown from that, which is pretty nice. Now, there was a vassal in there, so that's the reason why it did take just that little bit of extra time, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. And we'll take those vanguards, thank you very much. Okay, so I have actually looked, and I saw that mounted Dragonstone Sergeants, they do not level up into knights. I should have known that beforehand. But yeah, they don't level up into knights, so that is obviously a bit of a shame. But I'm pretty happy with the household guards as it is. I've got 38 of these beasts, so they're going to be pretty fine with me personally. I feel like they're fantastic units, and otherwise we're going to ask no rewards, and that is it. Okay, so we've taken Oaken Shield, and what has actually gone on here? Dragonstoner has apparently been defeated in this area, which is not very good at all. I will have to take these back. It's going to be pretty easy for me to take them back because Cider Hall has just been taken. Highgarden was taken a bit of time ago, so we should be fine there still. And Bandalon has actually just been taken as well, so I should be able to go there and basically just threaten them, and then they will be like, oh, surrender, and then they'll give me the keep. So that should be pretty easy. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.